What is up, my buttery biscuits? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Kyle Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you guys do not know who she has been on the show since the very beginning. I do feel like she is one of the original OGs. I feel like she actually is the only OG left on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. What is now being alleged that she is getting a separation or divorce from her husband, Mauricio, which I do want to say I feel like they are one of the fan favorite couples. Also, in my personal opinion, y'all, I really like them together. I feel like their energy plays very well. I feel like he's a very supportive husband. I feel like she's a very supportive wife. And I just really like their dynamic together, to be honest with you guys. I feel like a lot of other couples, it's like, woo, you can tell they're a little bit messy, but I feel like with them, I've never really seen any messiness from them, and I've watched the show throughout the years. I have skipped a couple seasons, but I did come back to it last year or maybe 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I still like them together, and they have been together for 26 years. So when I saw this, I was really sad. I was like, oh my gosh, I like them together, and I really do feel like they are good together. But what's so trippy about this is they did come out and say that the rumors are not true, even though she has been seen multiple times without her wedding ring. But there is also rumors that she is having a kind of like new relationship with a woman, a country singer. This one to me completely came out of left field, and I'm like, whoa, this is like super trippy because she is spending a lot of time with this country singer. People are like jumping the gun here and saying that they're like together because I guess apparently there has been some pictures of her, Kyle, with the country singer without her wedding ring. So people are like, what's going on here? And they seem to be all cuddled up. But I'm like, y'all, I'm so sorry, but I'm like that with my girls too. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I'm in a relationship with them. I do want to say this though. A lot of people who watched the show were kind of tired of Kyle Richards being on the show. They did say in the previous seasons that all she pretty much does now is stir the pot, and she doesn't really have a strong storyline on the show. But I do want to say, this is me just being messy. I do kind of like a pot stir when it comes down to reality TV, because obviously you do need somebody to keep it entertaining, to keep it dramatic, and to keep the stories flowing. Do you know what I'm saying? But maybe now this is all being put out there to create her own new storyline for an upcoming season. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Obviously, we won't know until the show airs. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like this would be a very strong storyline for her, and this will definitely bring in the views and make people more engaged with Kyle. I also do want to say this though, even before when I had seen comments online about Kyle Richards being the pot stirrer on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so many people were bashing her, and I'm like, y'all, at the end of the day, the only reason why you guys watch the show is for the drama. If it was all happy-go-lucky and everyone just loves each other and everything is sunshine and rainbows, you're not going to be watching it. Let's just keep it real. I've mentioned this before about RuPaul's Drag Race with Candy Muse specifically. So many people make her out to be a bully and say that she just stirs the pot on the show, and I'm like, okay, that's what brings up the views, and that's what gets people talking, that's what gets people tweeting about it, and that's what like gets the show more popularity. I feel like when you're dealing with reality TV shows, you're going to have some type of drama, and I'm so sorry y'all, but if I was ever on a reality show, I'm going to be dramatic. I'm going to stir the pot, because that's how you secure your spot on the show. Do you know what I mean? If you're just kind of like boring and you have nothing to offer the show, then nobody's gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is why everybody loved Nene Leakes on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm like, y'all, I recently saw that she said that she would come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I have not watched since she left, and I'm like, you know what? If she comes back, I will be watching, because I love me some Nene Leakes. Anyways, let me shut up. Let me not ramble. I'm gonna be reading an article today from TMZ. Also, I'm going to be reading a statement from Kyle Richards, because she actually posted on Instagram that this is not true. So I'm like, I don't know what to believe, because at first it was like for sure that TMZ had said this. And I do have to say this, I told you guys this before, I feel like with TMZ, they're really good. Like, they have some really good sources of information, but then turns out that it's not true. So I'm like, I don't know what to believe, but I'm going to read the original article as well as the updated one, as well as the statement from Kyle Richards herself that is saying that this is not true. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys click the link down below, head over to my travel channel with my brother, go show some love over there. New videos are coming every single Sunday, and the new shorts are on Wednesdays. So make sure you guys check that out, go show some love. Let me shut up and let's go and get into it. So I'm going to be reading the first article from TMZ. This was actually posted on July 3rd. I was going to actually do a video sooner, but then I was like, I already know some other things are going to unfold from this, especially being that it is the Real Housewives. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, somebody's going to talk. So I was like, let me give it a couple days, and then more things did come out. So this is what it started off with right here. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Kyle Richards separated from Mauricio Umansky. Kyle Richards and Mauricio have reportedly separated, putting an end to their 27 years of marriage. According to People, the Real Housewives star and her real estate broker husband have been separated for a while but are still living together. It's unclear when they called it quits, but we're told the two are still remaining friendly. For those unaware, Kyle and Mauricio got married back in 1996 after meeting in a nightclub just 2 years before. They ended up having 3 daughters together, Sophia, Alexia, and Portia. Fans of the reality series were introduced to Kyle and Mauricio in 2012 when the show premiered, sticking around for all 12 seasons. Mauricio once claimed they're the same happy couple whether or not the cameras are rolling, which I do want to say, please somebody correct me down below have they ever had drama within one of the seasons? Because I don't feel like her and Mauricio have ever had any type of drama. I do feel like a lot of the other girls will have issues with their husband or even get separated or divorced. And I just feel like with them, I don't recall any of their type of drama being one of the storylines on the show. Let me know down below. Maybe it's slipping my mind. Mauricio responded to rumors back in April when Kyle was spotted without her wedding ring, shutting it down and claiming they weren't getting a divorce. There's also been speculation that Kyle is dating country singer Morgan Wade. Having spent a decent amount of time together, they also allegedly have matching heart tattoos. This is something that I also wanted to ask you guys. Is this something that like you would do with one of your friends? You know what I'm saying? I feel like personally with me, I would get a matching heart like tattoo with one of my friends. You know what I mean? But I do feel like obviously the dynamic is probably a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know down below. I don't know if that's something that like girls do. I can't think of any of my friends having matching tattoos with especially hearts, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is that something normal? I don't know. I feel like it's something that I would do, but that's just me. Anyways, we reached out to reps for both Kyle and Mauricio. So far, radio silence. Now I do want to go ahead and read from Kyle Richards' Instagram, because this right here I was kind of like, wait, only because I do give a lot of credit to TMZ, so it did kind of throw me off that I was like, I don't know, like she's gonna be making a statement about this, and I don't know, like I said, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like TMZ is pretty, you know, they're pretty accurate. And this is what her Instagram post said right here. In regards to the news that came out about us today, any claims regarding us divorcing are untrue. However, yes, we have had a rough year, the most challenging one of our marriage, but we both love and respect each other tremendously. There has been no wrongdoing on anyone's part. Although we are in the public eye, we ask to be able to work through our issues privately. While it may be entertaining to speculate, please do not create false stories to fit a further salacious narrative. Thank you for the love and support, Kyle and Mauricio. Now, I do want to say, I feel like it takes a lot of courage for her to come out and actually say that it has been the roughest year of their marriage. So I do feel like right there, kudos to her for saying that, especially keeping it real with her fans, because it's a reality show. So obviously we do want to know the truth. But then also at the same time too, you're kind of openly admitting that it's been a really rough year. So I'm kind of like, huh, is there some truth to this? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe some people just put it out there. Maybe they just sold the story to TMZ to make some money. I don't really know. But also, there's a little bit of smoke there. You know what I mean? I was going to go ahead and read the updated article. However, it's basically just what I read from Kyle Richards' Instagram. I do want to go ahead and say right here that TMZ did report that they did celebrate 4th of July together. Also, she did post some pictures onto her story and she did have on her wedding ring. But apparently she has been asked if she is dating Morgan Wade, and apparently she hasn't really said anything on that. This is the most up-to-date article right here. It says Kyle Richards is trying to set the record straight on her love life. She says she's not single, but is mum on rumors about her relationship with country star Morgan Wade. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star was gassing up her Range Rover in LA Friday when a paparazzo asked her about her relationship status. Kyle says she's not living the single life. She says she's very good friends with Morgan, but would not address the buzz about the two in the wake of her separation from husband Mauricio Umansky. There are a lot of social media posts of Kyle and Morgan together. Kyle's clearly a fan of Morgan's music, offering up her favorite song. Kyle and Mauricio are calling BS on rumors they're divorcing after 27 years of marriage. Now, I do want to say this right here. Okay, I am so sorry, and I hope I'm not like stirring the pot, but don't you guys feel like it is a little bit weird that she wouldn't just say that they're not dating? Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody is asking, you're answering other questions. If they say, oh, are you dating Morgan? Wouldn't you say, absolutely not. Those are not true. She is just my friend. Wouldn't you say that? I don't know. This to me, I was like, you know what? I don't really believe that they're together, but then also at the same time too, wouldn't you say? Like, I don't know. I just feel like if I was in that situation, I'd be like, no, that's just my friend. That is literally it. Nothing more, nothing less. We're friends. I'm still with my man. That's it. But the fact that she didn't answer, I'm kind of like, wait, maybe I'm second guessing it now. Maybe I'm like, oh, now I get why people are saying that. I don't know. That is it. I honestly do have to say, I hope for them and I hope for their children that they are not getting a separation. I hope they're not getting a divorce. I hope that they do work through this. I think that they're a really good couple. From everything that we have seen on TV, which obviously I know a lot of things can happen behind closed door, but from everything that we have seen and heard, it seems like they're a really good couple. So I hope that they do work this out. But if they don't, and hey, maybe if she's like, I don't know, happy with Morgan, if that is true, then kudos to her, you know what I'm saying, for living her authentic self. But I just really do hope that they work it out, because I feel like they're a really good couple from everything that I've seen. But obviously, what do we know? We only see what they want us to see. So anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.